I wonder if they heard the beep.
We'll find out. If you heard the beep, comment below.
We heard the beep. All right. Standing Stronger Podcast, Season 2, Episode 1. You gotta dance. That's right, it keeps getting better. My name's Shannon.
And I'm Shannon. I've so missed that song.
I know, it's so awesome. And we are back, Season 2, Episode 1 of the Standing Stronger Podcast.
Sweet.
Isn't that exciting? I cannot wait. So if you didn't listen to Season 1,
you should, because it was really good.
It was really good. But just as a clarification, my name is Shannon. And yes,
I am Shannon.
Shannon, she's the better looking one. I'm the taller one. That's why they call me Big Shannon.
Is it?
Well, we can't tell them any other reason.
Oh, Lord.
So
there's no edit.
Oh, yeah. That's
yeah.
live. I'll edit that out of the podcast.
We can't edit Facebook.
That's
Okay.
true.
Anyways.
All right.
With that being said, that is the whole point of doing this, because we are real people. We do life just like you. Real. We have real circumstances, real fun. And I am the luckiest woman in the world because I get to be married to you.
She scored.
Totally.
I don't know about that. So as we got older, I mean, she keeps looking better and better, and I just get fat and bald.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, I've been working out though, getting those
He wears
guns.
hair hats.
I do wear a hair hat. One day, that's what we need to do. One day I need to do the live stream and podcast with the hair hat on.
It's a sight to see for sure. I feel like there's so much going on right here. Like, I don't know if I'm looking here or here, over there at you. So sorry if I look like
We need to get different. We need to get more cameras so we can have different camera angles and things like that.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Just another excuse for me to buy another camera. All right, so let's get into the podcast. What do you have planned for us?
Well, today I think we're just talking about where we've been and what last season. We're going to kind of recap of what that was and what season 2 you can look forward to.
We're the world's best backwards driver. Don't need to know where you're going, just need to know where you've been.
So lucky.
So, season 1 recap, we talked about anxiety, depression, suicide, attempt, child abuse, brain surgery, my dad passing, and knowing you are not alone. The struggles of our existence.
Yeah, these are just notes. Like you don't have to read it.
I
I was trying to recap in my brain what we were talking about. And all those things are real. That's all like the normal person, maybe, I don't know. We're all normal. I don't want to say what the normal person goes through. But we go through things. We maybe have been through more or maybe have been through less. I mean, to me, the way I look at life now is it could always be worse because I hear different stories. So even in those events that we were going through, and even in season 1, we weren't necessarily going through them. We were talking about them and how we got through them, because our whole purpose of Standing Stronger is to bring hope to the hopeless, to help you or someone you know, or just a friend, anyone, know that in general you are not alone. We are all going through trials and tribulations, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, and there is another side to it, and we are here to bring hope.
That's right. Good job. I like it.
Thanks.
So last episode,
it's not in my notes. That came from here.
Right from the head. Yeah. Last episode, just to kind of talk about it. I was molested as a kid. There, something I never talked about. 32 or 31 years old. Man, I can't remember. 32 years old. How old am I now? 32 years old. Attempted suicide. Luckily, I was really bad at it. Suffered with depression, all that good stuff. So all of that is in season 1, talking about how Shannon was dealing with a person that was going through all of that. And then on top of that, how she was, healing from her own trials with her brain surgery, seizure disorder, short-term memory loss, all that good stuff. So it's a pretty interesting first season.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, season 1 just recap things we were going through and how to help people that were going through it, or love someone that's going through it. And we do know that not everybody has the outcomes that we have. Most people, it ends up being very traumatic or a big change in their life, and they choose different paths. And we fortunately did not. We pushed through with lots of prayer and petition, and we've come out the other side. So with that being said, like season 1 really opened up our eyes, I think, of how many people actually listen and enjoy what we're doing. And that's the whole point. Is
almost 500,000 downloads of
Yay.
season 1.
And how many countries? It's so exciting.
Over 100 countries. I didn't even know there was 100 countries.
What?
That's a lot of countries.
Edit that.
No, I knew there was 100 countries.
You're very intelligent, so I know that you know that. Yeah. So with that, with just in general, like, you know, even whether it was people in our own town or where we've moved from or places we've lived, whatever, just reaching out to us to say, hey, that really helped me. I look forward to more posts like that, because I think we live in a society where we're afraid to take off or wear the real face, and we put on the mask to help us cope. Or I'm guilty of it too. I mean, you are. I mean, before you attempted suicide, I mean, nobody in the world would ever thought you were a person that struggled with depression.
I was Mr. Positivity,
right.
Mr.
Even as your wife, I know you
done.
better than anyone in this world, I think. And I never, ever would have thought that was even a possibility. So you just never know where someone's at or how this can impact somebody you know or yourself. And again, just to reach out, thank you for the comments. Thank you for the text or the phone calls, or just to stop to say, hey, I really enjoyed what you talked about today. I can't wait to hear more. It's encouraging. We are not good at being consistent like we were before, because we put
in our own business.
Well,
or in this podcast. Yes, there's been a gap.
Right. There's been a gap because we've
built a huge business.
We're building business. We're doing life. We've got a lot on our plates too, but we want to do, this is important.
Well, the reason we started our business that's doing great now, we're very blessed and thank you, was to do this. Is to help us fund spreading this message. And then somewhere along the lines we lost that vision, and it came only about building the business and about the money and things like that, and now we wanted to take a step back and say, hey, why did we do this in the first place? And it's about this. So season 2 and forward, season 1 was all about the struggle. Season 2 and forward is going to be all about living your best life and how you can live that best life. And not only that, just, banter between a husband and a wife who's living life and failing, however we're getting back up, brushing ourselves off after those failures, and making the best out of it all, right?
Yes.
Sound like a good description, or what?
Yeah. So for going forward, like you said, like what the past was and where the future holds, I think that's important.
Yes. When you look at me, though, you got to kind of like still talking to that.
Sorry.
You can't.
Still learning. So yeah, our whole point now is to know that we are thriving, we are happy, we're struggling, we're broken at times, but we're better together. We pull on each other's strengths when the other is weak, and we do that not only in our own personal relationships, but we try to do that in our friend relationships, business relationships. If we see that somebody's struggling in an area that we can bring in strengths, that's important. So season 2 is a lot of real, this is everyday life. There might be days where you're going to be like, that was not positive. That seems like a lot of crap is going on. And that's just because it's life. I mean, today I just shared about our road trip home. That took an extra 10 minutes out of my day because we made too many U-turns.
All right, listen.
But you can find that later.
I have a bit. My brain is wired differently. However, that's a blessing because I'm able to create things that most people cannot create. But there comes challenges, like when I'm driving from point A to point B, I generally forget where I'm going and go 7 different directions and not, the straight direction, which is a bit of an issue. And she had to witness it today because I was thinking about this podcast, getting this all set up and trying to drive from our appointment to pick up our daughter. and in between made 7 wrong turns. My bad.
Next. Okay, so what's new? That's what we're going to talk about today. What is new in our lives? So, you
So
can go
first, I want to say this is there's going to be a lot of times where you think they have the perfect marriage because our marriage is better than most people's. So it might be better than yours, but it is not perfect. And the reason why it seems so good is that we work really hard on it.
Yes.
But I just wanted to get that off the bat right away because most people are going to look at it and you're going to be very jealous
Okay.
because she's married to me. You don't even know how to respond.
I don't.
To that.
I don't even have words. I think it's just like certain people's faces just pop in my mind when you say things like that. And then I just think like what they are thinking right now while they're watching this. Like, oh yeah, totally jealous of that right there. No, but we have a very good marriage. I don't want to say we're prideful people, but there was a time before we were married where relationship was really hard for us. Marriage wasn't like simple in the beginning. I don't want to say that.
No.
But every turning point has had a learning curve. Does that sound right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Every turning point has a learning.
we've stumbled. Well, let's put it. I've stumbled. I've never cheated. I've never cheated on my wife. Let's put it that way. But before we ended up getting married, I made a lot of mistakes, and we learned from those mistakes. More importantly, I learned from those mistakes, and I was able to, really in my mind know that she's the one for me, and I did not want to lose it no matter what. And through that, she had to grow and forgive and learn to, I think, love me again. But over the past 20 years, I think every single day, every single year, our relationship's gotten stronger. It's gotten better. It's now it's great, but and it's not perfect because we still fight like cats and dogs, like twice a week.
Well, and we'll go into a lot of things later in episodes of there's going to be happy days and there'll be not happy days. There's days where I literally just will look at him and say, like, I'm secretly
stabbing you
in the face right now. And that is not healthy. It's not healthy to say that.
She looks at me and she goes, "Urgh."
Sometimes I just have to do this real hard and he'll know.
And then she goes,
like,
I'm secretly punching you in the face right now.
Because we'll talk about that later. Anyways, so what's new? What's new?
I was trying to turn this into our...
I know it's not our therapy marriage
session.
Therapy session. We'll have plenty of those going forward. So stay tuned. But what's new for you? Or I guess we could start as a family. First of all, I just want to say new is you have more hair.
Yes.
Again.
Because of my hair hat.
I feel like it shows over your headphones now.
It does.
It's not
as bad. I was going so bald. I still have a bald spot on top.
So what are you doing? What do you do for your hair?
I have hair. I use what's called the iRestore hair hat, Rogaine, and a shampoo. Listen, it sounds like a lot.
We make fun of him, but it really has worked.
It worked really well. I was almost legitimately bald. Like I wish I would have. I wish I would have planned this and put the graphic up so I could show you my before and my after. Actually, I'm gonna look for that while we do that. But yeah, so that's worked really well. And then
hold on, I had to just say because you're gonna do that and you're gonna lose concentration on what we're talking about.
No, you go. You talk. Okay. What's next?
So now Jordan is turning 13, which is crazy. Mackenzie just turned 4. So when we were doing season 1, this tells you the big time gap. When we were doing season 1, we'd have to plan the podcast around either her nap time or, where she was playing in her little bouncer or something
she
quietly.
She was less than 1 year old.
Yeah, because she would just want to interact and play with the microphones or cry or whatever. So big gap in between seasons. So Jordan's going to be 13. Mackenzie just turned 4. I guess I can say now, like, Shannon's reconnected with someone from the past.
Yes, you can say that.
Okay. So, yes. So those are before and after hair pictures. Good job.
Oh yeah, that. It worked. It worked well. That camera is so awesome.
Yeah.
So yes, in season 1,
We did not talk about
No, we
that.
hinted to it, I think.
I think we might have hinted that there was things going on because the contact had just started. So we weren't really sure, but I mean, it's pretty public knowledge now.
Right.
So we're good.
I had a
he's
son.
18.
Yeah, and he's 18.
Yeah,
so
we're good.
I had a
We
son.
won't blast him on
Right.
here, but
I won't say his name or anything, but I had a son that I gave up for adoption 18 years ago.
Mhm.
And we have reconnected. We've met with each other. We've seen each other, 3 times? Or 2 times?
I think twice.
Yeah, we've seen each other twice. However, we talk on a consistent basis through text and stuff like that. So that's actually absolutely amazing and awesome. I'm super, super stoked about that. That's something I've always wanted. And one of the reasons why I had a lot of depression was, dealing with that and the
Right.
unresolved issues of that and things of that nature.
So that's new. What else? We have business. That's
Yeah, the business is great. And
much different than 4 years ago when we started.
Right. When we first started this business, it was a production company. Well, let me rephrase that. We started a marketing company in 2002, and then after all of the issues with me, kind of stepped back and put the brakes on our business, got me healthy, and then restarted this business as a production company. However, we quickly realized that when we were doing video production and things like that for businesses, they had no clue how to market those videos. So we started getting back into the marketing end of it, and then just has kind of spawned into, we help doctors with their local marketing and how to spread the good word on the internet.
Yes, so we're excited. We're working with companies in Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. So we are slowly making our way around. But it's good. Everything's good there. Personal for you is you've built a gym in our spare room.
Yeah, instead of my midlife crisis wasn't a Ferrari or a Corvette or a Mustang or anything like that. I went from like high to low in terms of price points. But instead of doing that, I built a gym in our spare room. And people, this is what is amazing. People say, "How in the world did you talk your wife into letting you put a gym in your house?" And I said, "Very easy." I asked her. I said, "Can we put a gym in our garage?" And she told me, "You're crazy."
Well, we live in Florida, so it's way too hot for that.
That's why I say we have the best marriage in the world, right? You're jealous right now.
So I just want to clarify, they're jealous of me, not of you.
I know. I never once said it was because of me. It's always because of you.
Okay. Got it.
I mean, yeah, I should have said that before. You're going to be jealous because she's an awesome wife and I'm just very blessed.
I make him good.
Yeah, so she's like, "You're crazy. You can't do it outside. You got to put it inside." And I'm like, "You are awesome." So
I mean, I was all like cool until the flooring went in, and then I was a little.
yeah, I put the black rubber flooring and like legit gym.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Anyway, so we have that going on personal. Anything else personal for you?
For me, other than that, no, I think we're good. How about you? What is your personal thing? What are we going to talk about with that?
Well, I mean, 4 years ago, I really wasn't working in our business.
Oh, yeah.
So I definitely stepped into a bigger role or active role. I was doing just more behind the scenes bookkeeping, scheduling, things like that.
I would call her my assistant. That's kind of the role she was in for a while.
So when we first started our business, Shannon marketed all different types of companies, but we realized by narrowing that down to a niche with my knowledge in managing in the medical field and his knowledge on marketing, we would work very well together with doctors. So we have that going in our business and it's going very well. And so I like that active role. I'm now coaching cheerleading. I was not doing that, or maybe I just started. It doesn't really, but it's fun. It's my way of, one, I enjoy cheerleading. I was a cheerleader back.
That's right. I married a cheerleader. You should see the way she looks at me.
So
you can't
they
see
can.
the way she looks
They can. They
Hey,
get it.
If you're listening to the podcast, we do this podcast live. Go to facebook.com/standing stronger, and you can see the evil eyes that I get when I make stupid comments.
Yeah. So I just love cheerleading. I love how far the sport has come, and I like to spend my time with the girls because I get to maybe, just maybe, inject some positivity and be a positive female role model in their lives. And I do that in many different ways, but I enjoy that
I think
time.
last week you guys were burning your bras and stuff, right?
No.
It's like totally.
So dumb.
I know it is stupid, but she's made a huge impact. And I want to say you're a senior this year.
I am. So 4 years ago I started. So my girls that started with me 4 years ago are now graduating. They're seniors. So it's going to be a tough year, but we're good. It's our first competition season and I'm excited and overwhelmed with that. So we got a lot on our plate, but you'll see videos. We'll post things. But that's my new. My new is the kids getting older, business growing, and cheerleading.
Yeah, I often say cheerleading ruins my life. However, I actually love it. I love seeing her coach and her leadership coming through because she's like a true bred natural leader, and people just gravitate towards her. And watching her with these girls, teaching them positive principles and how to come into their own as ladies, and taking negative instances and trying to flip them into a positive, and not just handing it to them, but making them work for it, and actually putting your foot down when it's hard to put your foot down. All of those things, watching her go through the process and seeing what she's doing, it's absolutely amazing. I love it, and I'm so blessed that she's my wife and I get to experience it with her. And I just sometimes it's so annoying.
The processes are annoying. It takes a lot of work. It's always the back end stuff. It's not cheerleading. It's the extra stuff that has to go into that becomes annoying, but it's all worth it. So I'm excited about the season.
Yeah, me too.
It'll be good.
I think it's going to be a good one.
So I would say we're kind of just moving forward. So what can people expect and when can they expect it now?
All right. So we are going to be recording once a week, every Tuesday at what time?
We're going to do 9:30 in the morning.
So 9:30 in the morning is when you can expect to watch the podcast live. And then I'm going to I'm not going to, but our assistant is going to edit it. And I want it to be live by like Tuesday night or by the very latest Wednesday morning. What do you think the schedule on actually pushing the podcast out should be? Do you think Wednesday morning is a better goal?
For the podcast,
right?
Being out. So we record live on Tuesdays.
Tuesday.
It'll be out by Wednesday morning.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's a better schedule than trying to push the podcast out on Tuesday as well. So the podcast will be released on Wednesday, and we record these live every morning or Tuesday at 9:30.
Okay. And then how do people find us?
All right. So to find us, go to standingstronger.com, or you can go to shannonherod.com. That's her website or my website, depending on who you're looking at when you type it in. shannonherod.com, and make sure you subscribe on iTunes. Leave us a like and a rating. The ratings really help us. It'll help other people find us. Go back and listen to episode or season 1 if you haven't listened to season 1, and we have good things coming for season 2. We're also going to be looking at getting some special guests into the podcast, and it's not going to be mostly just about us like today was. We're going to bring you lessons and life lessons and ups and downs and how to navigate through those ups and downs and all that good stuff. So I think it's definitely something you should do.
Yeah, and I think we'll post or do our podcasts on just doing life together in general as a married couple with kids. I mean, we all have struggles with that if you're a parent. I think we can kind of touch base on so many different things in life other than maybe being a single parent.
Right. That's the only
Thankfully,
thing we really don't know.
We're not, we don't have any advice on that. Sorry. However, I feel like anything else we can kind of relate to. Right. So if you're ever thinking like, hey, I'm going through this, you can always reach out to us. Maybe we can talk about it or just send you some feedback on different things that have helped us in the past. And with that being said, please know that we are not doctors. We do not diagnose people. We do not at
have
all
zero medical
proclaim
advice.
to say we are certified in any which way to.
Yeah, do not listen to a word we say.
We are not therapists. We are not licensed, but we are real.
Listen,
we
I
are
have
real
a friend
people.
that's a therapist,
Don't give information out.
but don't listen to us.
Yeah, don't listen to us. Maybe we'll bring her on.
All right. So this podcast is brought to you by Standing Stronger Productions. Without it, it would not be possible. So if you know a doctor or are a doctor and need help spreading your good word online, if you want to dominate your local market and get more patients, we can help you out. StandingStrongerProductions.com, StandingStrongerProductions.com.
Awesome. So I think we are all set. We love the positive feedback. So please leave us comments on our Facebook page. And we will see you guys next week.
Thank you. Have a fantastic day. And as always, hopefully I'll see you on the beaches of the world.